Hi, this is Miss Beal, and I'm going to show you how to use our online card catalog. The first thing that you need to know is the layout of our library. First is that we have nonfiction, and then we have fiction. Nonfiction are stories that are not false. That means true. So that can be anything about World War I, World War II. It can be about dogs, cats, horses. It can be about sports. And it could be books about drawing and things like that. And poetry can be found in nonfiction as well. Fiction are books that are false. They're made up. So those are stories like Harry Potter stories. And let's see, the vampire stories. Halloween scary stories can be in there as well. Our nonfiction section is on this side. And you see nonfiction. And it goes all the way to this bookcase. Our fiction section is on this side, and it starts at this bookcase and goes this way. Nonfiction are listed by numbers, and they go all the way from left to right. So you're going to get 92s, 100s, 200s, 300s, 400s, all the way to this bookcase is 900. So all those numbers just kind of serpentine all the way through, like 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, and then 900. The fiction section is listed by author's last name. So if the author's last name is Adams, then it would go around in this section because that's the A. And then it serpentines like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you're going to go like this, up and down, depending on what the name is. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you might have a number that's Adams 561. So you just look for 561 once you get to the Adams, the A's. All right. Let's go back to looking at our online catalog. The first thing that we need to do is to get online, and we need to type in this address, destiny.fresnounified.org. So let's go ahead and get there, and if I start typing, it's already automatic for me because I'm on there quite a bit. You're going to look for your school, and that's Sequoia Middle School. Click on that, and then that'll take you to our home page, and then you want to get to our online card catalog. So if I don't have a particular author or title in mind and I'm just kind of stuck, I can just go with maybe a topic, and maybe my topic might be hero. Just type it in and push enter. So here's the first book is called Hero, so that's a given. If I'm interested in that one, I look at the call number and right away it reads F. That F tells me which section to go to, and that's telling me to go to the fiction section. And it's the letter L. So that must mean that the author's last name starts with an L. And here it is, Lupica. The first name is Mike, Mike Lupica. So now I see 965. So I have L 965. I'm in the fiction section. So if I look at my picture, remember A is right here. So I just look A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Just keep on going until I hit the L. And then I start looking for that number. Let's go back. And I can look for this one because 1 of 1 is available. That means I have one copy in the library and that one copy is still there. The next book title is The Lindbergh Child, The Atrocious Kidnapping and Murder of the Infant Son of America's Hero. Okay, so I'm not sure if I want that one, but anyway, just to let you know, GN stands for graphic novel. And we put all our graphic novels in one section, and sometimes they're true stories and sometimes they're false stories, but we wanted to keep them together just to make it easier for you, because some people just like to look at graphic novels, whether they're fiction or nonfiction. So the graphic novels are over here. Let me take a So if you're in the fiction section over here, it's way over like towards the other end. So that's where your graphic novels will be. And that one happens to be in 1 of 1. John Paul Jones, Naval Hero. This one is a biography of some sort, and it's a 92. Notice that there's no letter F and there's no GN, so it's not a graphic novel. So if it's not in the fiction section, it's at that number section, and that's the nonfiction. So if I would look at my picture again, here's my nonfiction. Remember, this is 900, and they're going to go from high over here to low. So 900, 800, and just serpentine over here, all the way off the chart. And you're going to see a section that says biographies, and then there will see 92, and you just look for that number. Maybe I'm not interested in those, but I'm going to keep on going. I'm just going to look. I'm going to see if maybe a picture might interest me or a title. I'm going to keep on going. I could write down a few titles on my paper, and that way before I leave the computer, I have a few ideas that I like. Maybe I like this one about football heroes or a football hero, and I could write down the call number and the title of that book. And I'm going to make sure that it's in the library. So 1 of 1, it is in. By the way, one of these was not in. Let's see. Like this old Stormalong hero of the 7 Seas. This one's checked out because it's 0 of 1. Okay, so let's say I want to see some more. That was page 1. I'm going to go to page 2 and look up some more. I'm going to scroll down, scroll down. Here's one that looks kind of interesting. Robert Smalls, The Boat Thief. And it's 973, and that means it's in the nonfiction section. It is available, but I'm not quite sure what it's about. What does it have to do with the hero? Shares the story of Robert Smalls, a slave who became a hero after hijacking a Confederate steamer during the Civil War and turning it over to the Union, and who later served as a U.S. Congressman from South Carolina. Now, for me, this book is interesting because I like the topic. He is a hero, so that's covering a requirement that my teacher is looking for, that the unit that we're studying right now. But it also might fulfill a requirement later for my history class. So U.S. history is 8th grade history. So I'm just going to go ahead and consider this book because it covers kind of 2 classes. So I can kind of bake 2 cakes in one oven. Even though my history teacher might not have asked me to look for a book like this, I might have one already read in case he or she does. All right. So now that I have that, I'm going to write down the call number, and then I'm going to look in the library and see if I can find it. If I have trouble finding any of these books, I can go to the circulation desk and look for this form. And then I fill this form out as much as possible. If there's something that's left blank, then I'll just leave it blank. But for sure going to leave my name, my ID number, make sure you put your first and last name, and then also my homeroom teacher. The homeroom teacher is your first period teacher. Then you fill out as much as possible on the search request. And then you leave that with the librarian. And the librarian is going to search for your book. But it would have to be at a different time because most likely you're going to be here looking for a book while an entire class is here, and we can only help so many people at one time. All right, so in the meantime, while the librarian is going to be looking for this, don't think you're done. You need to get a book. So go back and find the book that you can read until that book is found. Because this book might not even be found, or we might need to order it, and it'll take a long time. So don't sit there and wait for this to be done. Go ahead and get another book. Let's go back to our main sheet. We talked about how to use the online catalog, the card catalog. We showed you the different parts of the library. We have nonfiction on this side, and we have fiction on this side. And then when you go to Google, you're going to type in destiny.fresnounified.org. If you have any questions, please ask your librarian. If your teacher's in the classroom, your teacher will be able to help you as well. He or she might ask you to say, to ask us, and that's okay too, because this is where we're supposed to be specialized in, and we can help you. All right. We look forward to seeing you at the library. Keep well. Bye.